Oh, Pokemon. Magical creatures you can fit in your pocket. 9 different generations of games. It's like there's 3 different eras. 2D, transitional, and 3D. And this is by ranking of all the Pokemon generations. Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. Okay, originally I had this higher. The game can be pretty at times, but it's kind of boring. And what is up with Team Yell? I didn't really care about a lot of the characters. I liked the wild area. The trees were especially beautiful, weren't they? Instead of a third version, we got DLC. The Isle of Armor was a letdown, but the Crown Tundra was pretty cool. I don't know, as a whole, these games just kind of let me down. The focus on gym battles was very appreciated, though. I didn't even complete the Pokédex, and I usually always do that. Yeah, definitely my least favorite game. Gen 8 Pokemon have kind of grown on me. I love the Impidimp line, and Dark and Fairy is such a cool combination. Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue. Oh boy, here come the comments. The OG Pokemon games. Of course you gotta have some love for them. They're the ones that started it all. Still, even the gameplay feels choppy. Very primitive. Blue version was the very first Pokemon game I ever played. My very first starter was Squirtle. I didn't know it then, but you can pretty much glitch your way through the whole game. Yellow version was definitely an improvement. Some of the earlier sprites were freaking hilarious. Red and Blue have a certain charm that none of the other games have. Not bad for the very first titles. 151 little creatures hooked us all. Meet my friends, they're eggs in a tree. Still, they're not as weird as me. Love the regional variant. The ambitious Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Game-breaking issues aside, it's a step in the right direction. I love the open world aspect of these games. They were so close here. 2 of my favorite box legendaries. I instantly fell in love with Koraidon. I've never used the multiplayer, so I can't really speak on it. Some of the Team Star battles were really tough. But on the flip side, most of these towns felt dead. Plus, a lot of the map just felt empty. The story was a lot better than Sword and Shield, though, in my opinion. I wasn't sure what to think of the Paradox Pokemon. I haven't played the DLC, so I don't really know much about it. But eventually, I want to check it out. It's hard for me to rate these games. They're kind of a mixed bag. Hopeful for Gen 10. Come to Mama, Professor Turo. If I was a Pokemon, I'd be Tinkatink. Little pink creature with a hammer. Perfect. Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon Pearl. Please don't hate me. Last winter, I put together an outfit and dressed just like Dawn. Of the classic generations, I've probably played these the least. Everybody says it, but I gotta say it too. Diamond and Pearl are slow. The Sinnoh region is very confusing though. And OMG, so many HMs. This generation has my favorite set of starter Pokemon though. I love the sprite work in these games. The graphics are really smooth. There's kind of a laid-back atmosphere to these games. As far as evil teams though, Galactic is truly wicked. I like the whole creation theme too. Most of these legendaries are really cool. Platinum was a much-needed upgrade. I mean, come on, the Distortion World is one of the coolest locations in all of Pokemon. The remakes were a tragedy. Praise Legends Arceus. Drifloon and Drifblim. Creepy ghost balloons. My all-time favorite Pokemon. Pokemon Extremely Easy and Pokemon Why So Short. For the most part, I actually think these are pretty solid games. The first fully 3D Pokemon titles. Instead of sprites, we have models. My mom gave me a 3DS and a copy of Pokemon X. I still have it and I cherish it. She passed away a few years ago. Guess I'm biased. They need to bring the PSS back. In all, these games feel incomplete. Such an awesome design. Man, I wish they were grass and fire. A girl can dream. Pokemon Gold and Pokemon Silver. Oh, here we go. This is how you do a sequel. An improvement on Gen 1 in every way. When I want to replay a classic, I go for Gold. Unfortunately, the few issues I have with these games are pretty big issues. You know what I'm gonna say. All the cool new Pokemon are in Kanto. They released Crystal, but it didn't really fix the problem. We get to play as a girl at least. Still, these games are classic. Still not my favorites. Chinchou and Lantern. I love the type combo. They always find a way on my team. Pokemon Ruby and Pokemon Sapphire. Nostalgia overload. The region, the gym leaders, wow. The cities and towns are so creative and memorable. Team Aqua and Team Magma are so-so. But that's okay because these games have so much to offer. I had a blast completing the Pokédex. Hardly any new electric or steel types this generation. But I never really have a problem building a team. They introduced double battles, abilities. Then they released Pokemon Emerald with the awesome Battle Frontier. The graphics are nothing to write home about. Some of the sprites are kinda eh. But Hoenn is so fun to explore. I wish I still had a Game Boy Advance. Oh well, I guess that's what emulators are for. Whismur, Loudred, and Exploud. I think they should add a sound type. Love my speaker monsters. Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. Best box art. Guys, I love these games. Where to start? First off, yes, I know, the cutscenes in this game make me want to pull my hair out. Not a big fan of how either. Still, I have played through these games so many times. This may be an unpopular opinion, but I actually like the Ultra Beasts. Lunala is my absolute favorite legendary. The island trials left a lot to be desired. So yeah, the pacing kinda sucked. It seems like every 2 minutes you get interrupted by something. Looking at you, Roto Lotto. Beware of Stuffle and Beware. Cute pink teddy bears that can kick ass. How I like my men. Pokemon Black and Pokemon White. Come on, you all saw this coming. Well, here we are. Of course, Black and White are my favorite Pokemon games. The story, the characters, the Pokemon, the region, incredible. I can't really think of any negatives. These games have the best soundtrack too. I like Black and White too just as much. Game Freak really went all out on these titles and it shows. Just like with any other generation, some of the Pokemon are hit or miss, but there's more hits than misses. There is just so much content. And yeah, the region is a bit linear. Not near as much as some later titles. I like End, he's so mysterious. These games seem a bit more mature. Gen 5 has a special place in my heart. Cubchoo and Beartic. Definitely my favorite ice types. The baby needs some Kleenex. Well, there it is. Do you disagree with any of my ranking? Let me know down below. This is my first YouTube video and I did work really hard on it. So if you could please like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Next I'm gonna rank the remakes and I have a whole bunch of other videos. that are coming very soon, if anybody cares. But for now, bye.